Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Hey, good day, everyone. Beautiful people. Hey, how's it going?
What's popping? What is popping? Y'all already know how I do.
But yeah, we excited. What we in? Midweek? I don't know.
It's the beginning of June. Like literally, we hitting that summer stride right now. I don't know how many of y'all dealing with these daggone cicadas, but guess what? We must be the lucky ones because we really ain't got none around here for real.
No, not at all. Anyway, it's your favorite coaches. So if this is your first time watching us, my name is LaRhonda Johnson.
And I'm Howard.
And so this is what we get to do. We are your relationship and self-help coaches, and we love to do what we get to do, which is coach people, change their lives, allow them to expand in advance in the blueprint of their life that they have set up for themselves. Reaching goals is like, yes, definitely.
Yeah, like that.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so we are literally, we just a little background on us. We've been married for how long? 22 going on 23 years. Been together 24 going on 25. A quarter of a century.
Yes. And loving it. I mean, yes, we've had challenges. We've had setbacks. We've had happy days, awesome days. We've had all kind of mixed up days. And as we always say often is that marriage is hard work. Even if, you like, oh, I got this perfect wife. We're a perfect match, perfect husband. Like, yes. Go in expecting that you're gonna have challenges, no matter what.
Just understand that ain't nobody perfect,
that
y'all.
Too, yes.
Because you have, as soon as you start thinking, oh man, my husband's perfect, my wife is perfect, that's right when they're gonna show you how unperfect they really are.
Yes, or you may not be able to pay attention to the red flags and all these different things, so you just maybe sugarcoating it. I mean, it was times early on in my marriage, I was like, or in our marriage, we were just like, oh, maybe it's just a little phase, it's just whatever, instead of just dealing with the situation. So one of the things we want to talk about today is the differences that men and women have when it comes to talking about sex or the intimacy part of the relationship.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about...
Wow, no.
Why not?
So...
Anyway,
we're gonna talk about it, but the singing.
Come on, be honest. There's a huge misconception to me, that women have about men saying that sex is the only thing that they think about.
And yes, we've done this topic before, and I was telling my husband, we've done this topic before, but we're finding out that this is almost one of the top things. If it's not the finances, it's the sex part and the intimacy part. In a relationship where people are either divorcing, separating, frustrated within their relationship and their marriage. And this is one of the things they get stuck on. And it's like, well, either you don't like it or it's too much, or you're trying to figure out the days. And then you have so many people that's trying to tell you that you should have it 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times, blah, 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 a week. And it's like, what the heck? What are we supposed to do? Who are we supposed to listen to? When you listen to yourself, but you got to figure it out for yourself. So this is what we on here to talk about today is the differences between, what women and what men say when it comes to the sex and the intimacy part in a relationship, and trying to find that common ground, that balance, so it's not as a topic or a situation or just like a whole blowout argument fight.
If you love sex, raise your hand in the comments.
I'm just looking at you like, what?
Okay. So we're not here to fake anything or act like anything is the story picture. Oh, we've had these problems, folks.
And we want y'all to put in the comments, please comment, what's your thoughts, and even if you have questions on, we may answer some of your questions, because this is what we're here for. Although we are coaches and we have clients, is that we try to put as much information out there to help people that may be afraid to reach out, that still have those questions, to try to work it out. So we try to give you little bits and tips on how to work when those little situations come up, any situation come up. So we're here to help.
It's very interesting how there's it seems to be a big divide when it comes to sex, especially in a relationship where you've been married for a while. And the crazy thing is like depending on who you are and what your background is, like obviously a lot of my Christian folk, it's like, you're supposed to save yourself for marriage. Yeah, that doesn't always happen. So occasionally, you might have had a lot of sex prior to actually getting married. Then when you get married, it's like the brakes start to get pumped a little bit, and then it's like everyday life starts hitting you because you're getting out of that dream phase, that like a dream sequence, just like you fade off into for a while, and then it's like, okay, reality setting in. You still got to go to work. You still got to deal with your family. You still got to deal with this person that you are just getting to know or you've known for a while. Sometimes they get on your nerves. They're not going to do everything that you like. Now, I mean, one of my questions is like, how do you feel about like having sex while you're angry? You know what I'm saying? While you're upset with each other, is that a way to calm the situation down? I mean, obviously, I think we may have done that once or twice, and
I just think that was just a way of like compromise.
It was amazing.
A way. That's in my face.
Yeah.
It's just a way of compromising on making making sure that you don't have no conflict or that issue, that conversation and all that. And then you've heard when people say pity sex or just the pity sex. And
I hate that.
And it's like, how do you get past that? Like, how do you get past that? Do you want to get past that? But like I said, I think it just comes in where that communication and understanding, like to understand, like I'm always asking my husband questions, and I know sometimes he'll be like, what? But he already know me by now. He already know I got that little weird side. Like I'm going to keep asking questions until I can get the understanding of
she will ask questions until she is satisfied with the answer.
Like, because sometimes like I'm trying to picture in my head, like, how that certain person think. Like I would ask my husband, like, okay, so why is sex so important to you? Why do you feel like you got to have it like 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and sometimes even that it still seems like it's not enough. I'm talking about a week. And some women can have that. Some women are cool and they in some relationships, and that's a good balance for them.
Some women want sex like that and some men don't.
Yes.
For me, I guess it's what it boils down to the individual's own way of thinking. Like because we had these conversations all the time. So she asked me like, how can you just all of a sudden be like out of nowhere, like ready to go, like what's up, what's popping? Because my wife is gorgeous, and it doesn't take but that split second thought that, like, I want to touch her skin. Like, the way she looking at me right now, where she had her eyes kind of a little cut to the side a little bit, had a little smirky. Oh, my goodness. I mean, the whole point about it is that, it's not always something that we plan out. And a lot of times with me, it's very spontaneous. It's very last minute or right now.
Don't argument. I'm just talking about just people in general. Yeah. Like people that's in relationships, you can be mad. You can be like not have talked to each other for a while, for a couple hours or a day or so, and then here they come tapping or giving you signals. You like, nah, bro, we ain't even talked about what happened. We haven't even talked about why we ain't talked to each other in a couple hours. Like, it's nothing. Like, we need to talk about this. Like, I need to clear my head and talk about what just went on and what could we have done differently.
Everybody talks about situations that cause arguments and stuff a whole lot easier when they're relaxed.
Yeah, but you can't be relaxed if you're not.
The whole point, the whole point is go ahead and take that frustration out in the act of sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be aggressive. You know what? So this might give you an opportunity to choke your husband. Like, I don't know. Like, whatever y'all into. Like, but the whole point is that, for women, I find out that most women need to be romance. They want to have that sense of, oh, I know that you care for me. They want to be hugged up, watch the movie, caress on them, love them. Be careful where you putting your hands at because it'll turn them off. Like you.
But sometimes it's about the build up, like getting into the expectations and having so your mind is so clear. And you're in that moment and you're not in a moment of all these different things. What I'm going to do tomorrow. What was I supposed to be doing? And so when that is broken, like when that is broken where your mind is not like on all the different stuff and you can focus on that and you're like, oh, this is what's getting ready to happen. That's where you're able to be relaxed. And I tell my husband, I've had said this to my husband before. I'm like, okay, if you know that you're ready and you know I'm busy, I'm not thinking about it because either I'm not giving you cues, I'm not like rubbing on you, I'm not like doing the flirty stuff and all this other stuff. Like, try to do like a music and stuff though. Like, don't surprise me. I'm coming in the room and I just took a shower and I got my bonnet on. I got my bonnet on. Maybe sometimes I might have on a facial mask because I ain't even, I didn't take it off yet. And then you ready, like, what's up, boo? Like, okay, so I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I ain't even ready.
I get that. But likewise with us, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to be, you want this whole move set, blah, blah, blah. Throw some rose petals.
No, you ain't got to do all that.
Come on, but you already know that that'll be something that you be like, oh, shoot. Nice. But what we want to do, we want to be like, oh, snap, like come home and see you in that one thing, you know what I'm saying? That one thing. That
lingerie. How many men even care about if us women wear lingerie?
It ain't even got to be lingerie for me, you know what I'm saying? Put something sexy on that you know, like it's going to catch.
What's going to be sexy? Lingerie. Nobody going to put on no clothes unless it's like the daytime. I'm just saying. But it's like, this is what I said. I said even like just the music. Like even if you just threw some music on, so when I came in the room and it's like it catch you off guard. Because there's been times I'm like, he got the music on and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but the whole thing is I've switched my whole musical selection up. I can't play Teddy Pendergrass and Al Green and stuff like that no more. Matter of fact, even the 90s, like I gotta leave Genuine Joe and you know what I'm saying, Music Soul Child and all them dudes, you know what I'm saying, like hold on, this ain't the type of mood that I'm trying to set. So I slide into the new age stuff with people that's, probably about almost 15 to 20 years younger than us. They music like way live for that situation, y'all. Yeah. If you want to know who I'm talking about, send me a DM and I'll send a couple your way. It's spicy. It's spicy.
But I mean, even as like people talk about that, even as Christians, it's like, come on now, I know y'all ain't about.
Would you about to listen to gospel music
or no music at all? It's like I'm telling you, when you set in the mood, it's
raise your hand if you listen to Kurt Franklin while you getting it in.
Shut up. But it does. It's at a whole different tone when the mood is set, and for us women or even men, where it's like hard for them to even focus when it's that time. It makes it a whole lot easier when the mood is set. It's like when you coming in the house and it's like frustrated, it's like, oh shoot, like you can feel it in the atmosphere. But when you are like the atmosphere is set and everything is like, oh, and I know, no, it can't happen all the time. But if you know that is a situation in your relationship where either your girl, your wife, or your husband or your man is thrown off and he may not or she may not think about sex as often, and you can be ready on any type of day, wherever place,
right now,
anytime. It's like to cut the attention just a little bit, like set the mood a little bit. Like I said, it don't have to be nothing big like rose petals and all that stuff. But if you know they're always, or a lot of times they're distracted with so many other different things. Okay. It's like that's a one way of cutting it. So, and to practice that often and to have conversations.
I get that. But what's wrong with spontaneous sex?
Nothing is wrong with that.
What's wrong with just jumping into and being like, oh, see, this is the thing. A lot of people just have sex. A lot of people, they don't get to the lovemaking part. And honestly, lovemaking and sex are very closely related, but sex to me is a little more aggressive. But what is missing is passion. For me, I'm a very passionate person. Kissing and like, oh my goodness, I love it when my wife kisses me because like she'll pull on my beard and pull me in. She'll be like, I'll be like, oh snap, it's on and popping. She'd be like, that was just a kiss. Like, oh come on, man. Like, are you for real? I just wanted to kiss your lips. Why you always got to take it there? You know what I'm saying? But you know, we have to come to a equal ground, a balance. And just like our coaching business, you know, we're doing it as man and wife to give you the balance. So the thing is, in our relationship, we have to have that balance. And we've had this conversation recently. We've had this conversation for 20 plus years. You know, what it breaks down to is that sometimes it's not going to be the way that you picture it. So therefore, for her to be in that mood, a lot of times I would go ahead and, you know, I would basically play the music, or I would run her bath for her and then, you know, rub her down with some oil and stuff like that. And if she did not fall asleep, you know, if she didn't fall asleep, you know what I'm saying? She will shortly thereafter. But no, what I'm saying is that, I mean, and even for her, she stepped into that role of being that woman for me, and I'll be that man for her, because every woman wants a knight in shining armor. Well, not every.
A lot of people, especially our clients, tell us, like, because we're open, is that I'm still like shy at times, like to open up and do certain stuff, and it's just like
no idea why though.
But
why?
It's so it's like, yeah, like okay, so just opening up, but him being patient with me has helped so much. And I say
please, whatever you do, don't get this twisted. I'm highly impatient a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that in my head, even though I know what my body is feeling like, I have to like smack myself on the hand and just bring it back, scale it back. It's okay. Like, you know, and sometimes, fellas, I know I get a little hollow with this one. Sometimes it ain't gonna happen that day. It ain't gonna happen the next day. But maybe day 3. You know, they say third time's a charm. Like, but see, if sometimes you have to back off, especially if you have struck that nerve, which like, oh, like, why is this what you want all the time? You know what? And see, for me, sometimes it's like, I want to come home, right? I want to go take a shower, come home, and then after I come home, take a shower, and then walk into the bedroom, you know, put my oil on or whatever, and then she just come in there like, yeah, you ain't ready for this, like, like. So, see, Sierra said, I'm always on go. His drive isn't the same as mine. And see.
And so what are some of the things, do you even deal with some of the issues? I think I'm a dude. No, no, you don't have to be a dude. It's all about a myth. And we said that. And even when you do research, it's just a myth that men want sex more than women. When people have actually done like studies, is that we almost think about it as often as, I mean, you know, as far as equally, it's just about us acting on it, and it's about the individuals.
I feel like, because for you, like, it's in here, but it stays in there. It's stuck. And like you said, you get shy, and it's like, I don't understand. We've been together for 20 plus years, 23, almost 25 years.
To do certain stuff. Maybe I think it's just like, I may look kind of, I don't know, ridiculous. What? I don't know.
The whole
but anyway.
Nobody can see you except me.
I know.
Like,
but
the what people talk about as far as like having a lady in the street and a freak in the bed, that's what most men want. There are some men that just don't know how to handle that, though. You know what I'm saying? And there are some men that are just like, I mean, I've seen men say that they're not worried about sex whatsoever, and I've seen women say the same thing. And I've seen women have a ridiculous sex drive, and I've seen men. I'm the man that has a ridiculous sex drive. So it's like, you know, to be able to,
girl, be free, right?
To be able to find that. See, but how do you do that when you're contemplating things over and over in your head?
But see,
and you have a stigma about how you look.
Yeah.
With that, no.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Like if, how would I look doing certain stuff? Like, yeah. So I mean, like,
you didn't care that day you hit me with my own belt.
But this is what I said. But this is why I said that being patient with each other, and having that understanding, and being able to talk about it freely, and to laugh about it as we sit here and we laugh about it, and we laugh about it often sometimes. Is that being patient with each other, knowing what each other want, and respecting that, but also know that each other have needs. And so, because his drive is a whole lot higher than mine, is that I do, and I have asked questions like, why is your drive so high? Why do you feel like it's so high? Or blah, 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 and this and that. But asking those questions to get an understanding of what's going on for them mentally and physically, and making sure that I'm accommodating that drive as much as possible, but also him giving me that space, like he was talking about, like giving me that space that I need to get there, or to be on the level where he needs me to be on that level. But it's all about finding that balance and respecting each other, and knowing that don't compare yourself to other people in their relationship. If it's not working for them, or if it is working for them, you can ask them for some cues and stuff. But realize that even with all of that, is that you two are still two different individuals, and what goes in your house goes on in your house and in your bedroom is between y'all, and you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But finding that common ground could be hard and challenging. And yes, it has been for us.
Yep.
But when you're in that moment and you're understanding and you've had this conversation, then yes.
And you know what, fellas? I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. If you want your lady, your wife, your significant other, your best friend, if she's your best friend, like she's my best friend, if you want her to be more open and susceptible, not necessarily susceptible, let's just say more open-minded towards what you want, give her overload of what she wants. And it's not always easy to do, especially if you work a full-time job and then you got side hustles. Whatever you do, you know what I'm saying, always make time for your lady. And sometimes, like, if you got kids, if you have younger kids, find somebody to take them little rascals for a while. You know what I'm saying? If you have older kids and younger kids, tell your older kids to jump in the car and take everybody by 3-4 hours, you know, and just enjoy each other's company. And that's the thing. You don't even have to have sex at that point. Like, just to be able to be alone. Yes. That's what I know she wants. I know she wants intimacy. And along with the intimacy, you know, like, and one of the things that I love about our relationship is that when sometimes we'll sit on the couch and she'll lean up against my chest and I'll just hold on to her, and then she'll look back and just kiss me, you know, and that can start sparking that fire. Not just, it might not even spark the fire in you, but it's her spark. That's the thing. And so, like, we just want everybody to really keep in mind and think about your spouse. Think about your significant other. Think about how they feel. Think about what really, if you know what gets them to the point where you want them to be at, hey, I would do that setup. Like, seriously. But if you're not make sure you communicate, like my wife said, talk to each other and get an understanding. Because there are things that you know, that we've had conversations about. I'm sure everybody's had conversations about things that they want to do, things that they're willing to do, things that they are not willing to do.
And sometimes I would say, even before I lose track, while you're still on that topic, is that don't, just because you feeling like, oh, okay, if I take them out to dinner or if I do certain stuff, then they're gonna give in to me and I'm gonna get what I want at the end. When you going in with a mindset like that as well,
you're gonna be frustrated.
Yeah,
at the end of
you're gonna be frustrated because because your tone and your actions.
Said you love pillow talk. We didn't turn it into a subject later. Right. But how you gonna have pillow talk with a TV on all the time?
You can, but we haven't even been really having it on. So that's one thing that we've been changing up.
I give you that. Like, yeah, but and then sometimes I'll be like, baby, like, okay, yeah, she's right. We'll follow that and pick that up another time because pillow talk, that is going to be our next topic.
Okay.
How about that?
So, one of our topics. But, yes, definitely, when you finding that, just find that balance and just having that understanding where your partner is, but also willing to compromise and accommodate. Oh, and let me say this as well. When you know that your partner is not comfortable with certain things, maybe it may be a maybe it may be a sexual act that you want them to do. Sometimes that may come from a past relationship or experiences they had with somebody else and they liked it and they kind of want the same thing from you. And then it could be that something that they thought about and maybe have seen like in a video or something and they want to do it and to see how it feels. But don't wait until you're sexually frustrated and you're trying to get your partner to do these something spontaneous that they've never done before, or maybe that y'all talked about and they're like, don't talk about it then or expect them to do it then, because it's gonna be bad on your part because it's not gonna come out the same way. So maybe those are the times where you may have to go all out, doing the rose petals, setting the atmosphere, going above and beyond.
Y'all might want to have that conversation prior to anyway.
Yes. But sometimes even with that, like even in that moment, just because y'all probably have had this conversation before, is that maybe that could be the moment where you ask them, because your tone would be different. The atmosphere is different. And so they may be more apt to doing it. Been there, done that.
But with that, stop watching stuff that's going to have you asking your spouse crazy questions or to do stuff that you pretty much know that they're not going to do. Like, it gives you, it desensitizes you to the actual intimacy that you're supposed to have in a relationship. Pornography is not good, folks. I'm just going to say it. It will literally desensitize you to the way that and misconstrue what is supposed to be special. Those people get paid to do that, and it's not everything that is chalked up to be, especially for them. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in that industry that is not good, and what it does is portray something that you would bring and attach to your own life that is it's not even real. It's really not real. So just be careful with what you're doing. Like, a lot of times, I don't want to completely throw you off. Like, I know some people watch it for educational purposes. Some people that know nothing about sex, like, I understand to a certain extent, but realistically, if you want to learn something, get with your spouse, talk about it, and then try whatever you're thinking about. Because don't allow that to take your mindset and turn it into something different, because what you start doing is you start fantasizing about something that is not realistic to your life. Mm-hmm. So, that's just a little disclaimer. Yeah.
Even if your partner just like dead out, like, no, constantly about certain things, like no,
stop
and no.
Asking.
Yeah, that's the point where you just stop asking, and maybe one day they might surprise you and just like up and do it. But
or
if they just like,
what is it that they want to do?
That too. But also, even if they're saying no, and they're not giving you a complete answer, always ask for clarity and give it to them. Don't just be like, I don't know. I just don't think that's Christian. Like, I don't think. Look, your bedroom is your bedroom. Okay? The Bible ain't talking about nothing about how you're supposed to do certain things a certain way in your bedroom. It says that your bodies are each other's. Okay? So just look at it like that.
And if you're having issues in your relationship, do not hesitate to go into that description and hit that link, because we are here for you. We are literally here, and like, we are just as fun and, you know, charismatic as you see us now. And the other part about it is that we don't pull no punches. Yeah. So if you wrong, guess what? We're going to tell you wrong. And on top of that, you know, we're very compassionate. Yeah. Like, we're not going to be like, oh, you wrong, blah, blah, blah. No, we are here to help, period.
To coach you. Yes. I mean, it's just like a coach. When a coach tell you, like, no, you know you shouldn't have made that move, or you shouldn't make this move. This is why. Because that move don't fit you for here, or it don't works in this. It's the same way. So we want you to get the benefit. We're not going to sugarcoat stuff just to make you feel better and stroke your ego, as my husband would say. But we want you to get the full benefit. Sometimes we have to just go straight in, like mama mode, like,
you know, my face? You shouldn't have did that.
Right. And so, I mean, like we said, our program that we have is for 8 weeks, and you get us unlimited. We do have a set time every week where you meet with both of us, or either one of us if you're doing individual coaching for men and women.
And we are literally filling up right now. So please get in where you can fit in. Please.
And to even find out if you're a great fit for our coaching program, just go to www.hlcoaching.coach/book online or -online. Anyway, it's in the description box. It's so easy.
Just check out the whole website. Just do that.
Yeah, but you can just go in there and just click and set up your appointment, and it comes directly to us. And yeah, it's just that easy. But we tell people, don't be stuck in your relationship because you're so embarrassed about what people are gonna say, what people are gonna think about you. And a lot of people are just frustrated in their relationships because they keep trying to figure out if it's gonna happen, if it's gonna change, if they're gonna change. If it's not changing, then why not seek the help? And so don't get stuck and be miserable in your relationship when you love that person. You know it can work out, and you have all these goals, and you know that it can be magical. It can be what you have called it to be and want it to be. And you just stuck.
It's your life. Yes. Take it by the reins and make sure that you mold it into what you want it to be.
Yes.
Now, Sierra, with your last question about what about making your own video, as long as you don't have it leak somewhere and y'all keep it to yourselves, go for it.
Yes. I mean, hey, it's all to look. Whatever y'all do in the bedroom, that's your bedroom. I mean, like, that's it. And
make sure you put them under lock and key. For real.
Yes. She said, congratulations, y'all cool people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much.
And as usual, please love, like, and share our video, even if it's not, you feel like this is not for me. It may be for somebody else that may see it on your timeline. There's, like we said, there's so many times people have said, I've seen this on one of my friends or on Facebook or YouTube or something, and they had it posted on there, and this is how I connected with you guys.
Sharing is caring, folks.
It is.
And you know we love y'all, man.
Yes, and we will talk with you later. And we are here every Wednesday at noon, between noon and 12:30. But we try to be here on noon when people are like eating